Integrative Life Community Building, Class 6, Multilevel Awareness. Hello, I'm Jim Morningstar, Director of the School of Integrative Psychology and facilitator of the Integrative Life Community Building course. We are multi-layered beings taught to be aware of only a small proportion of our full self. Having a direct experience of other dimensions of yourself gives you the advantage of greater perspective in life challenges and a greater depth of wisdom in addressing them. In this class, we will gain clarity and certitude in discriminating what is real in our own mind field, what is useful in our community building, and how to inspire this discrimination in others. This is an exercise of multi-level awareness, and it's called as such. Many people will prefer to think or talk about it as past lives. I, if you press me, will say that I believe that time is a creation of our mind, and so all reality is simultaneously, and all past or future is right here. Our power is in the present, and the way I operate on a daily basis is in a linear time framework, of course, and so when I do the experience with you, I'll be using the framework of past and experiences from the past. As I talked earlier in our class today, to me, the importance is my power in the present. What do I take from these experiences that come to me that I can use in my everyday life? And I want to underline that several times. This is not just a show and tell parlor game. I'm devoting my time and energy today to look into other dimensions of myself, to deepen my sense of purpose, to get the lessons that I have in other aspects of my being. We are all part of one body, the body of the universe, if you will. And as such, we're like terminals on a network. You can go and touch into the experience of the elk or the deer or the birds and other people. We'll now take and build on our preliminary exercises with a direct experience of multi-level awareness. Again, you can interpret this experience as actual past lives that you've gone through, or you can see it as an interesting fantasy that you just created. How you interpret this experience is up to you to determine what serves your highest. However, it does take a willingness to do the exercise. It does take a willingness to go back in memory. If you take a complete skeptical position like, this stuff doesn't work for me, or it's all hooey, then you severely limit whatever you're going to get from it. So, some open-mindedness and a willingness to experience and to remember is very important, because generally things start out somewhat vague and foggy for some people. Well, for me, I should say. But for other people, I've done this with, wow, it's like a 3D Technicolor movie. They're just describing. Again, some people are not as visual as that, and I'm one of them. I need to take what comes to me and to build on it. And then more and more tends to come. It's like the memory experience we were doing earlier in the class. So have the intention and the willingness to have yourself recall. Take what you get and use it as a handle. For example, let's see. I'm standing in the forest and there's a purple chimney. A purple chimney? There's no purple chimneys. That's stupid. Then I cancel the whole thing out and I stop it right there. No, just stay and describe what's going on as you see it. So it may be, okay, oh no, I see it's a chimney and there's a purple sky behind it. And I see smoke and it looks like a building is burned down. And I'm standing there in the ashes. And if you take what comes and keep talking and keep looking out through your eyes, experiencing with your ears in this, it'll get easier and easier. That's the general experience that people have. So develop detail, just as we were doing in our preliminary exercise. This is done by simply your going back and remembering, not going into a trance. It's not hypnosis, as you'll see. It's a fairly straightforward relaxation and a direction to go back and have memories from prior experiences. General guidelines include 1. Have the intention and the willingness to allow yourself to recall. 2. Take what you get. Use it as a handle. Don't worry if it's, quotes, real. Almost all phenomenon based on recall could be jumbled and distorted. You can easily get the content of the language being spoken. Names of characters involved usually come later. 3. Develop detail. 2/3 of people see detail. Others just get the sense of what is happening at first. And 4. Do it by remembering, not trance or a trick. You can increase your ability to remember, change states, and know who you are. Further suggestions for increasing benefit from the process? Breathe freely and effortlessly as we go through this. And then communicate whatever comes. This process is from an article, Try to Remember, written by William Swigard in 1970. Reprinted on Handout 3, should you want a printed copy before doing the exercises. He says, the following technique is not to be taken lightly because it is the beginning of a mental spiritual experience that will allow you to know yourself. By this, it is meant that you, without the aid of a teacher or an assistant of any kind, after a few preliminary exercises, can bring into your physical consciousness your entire past, your incarnations on this planet, your experiences before you came to this planet. In fact, you can see for yourself everything you have experienced since your spirit was released from the Creator. This designation, multi-level awareness, is the correct nomenclature, a direct translation of its designation throughout more solar systems and galaxies than the present awareness of mankind on Earth understands. The technique, multi-level awareness, is simple. There's nothing you can add to it to make it work better or quicker. It will work with everyone. Step 1. Get yourself in a comfortable lying down position, preferably where you can hear the recording and easily pause it as we go along. Remove your shoes. Relax your legs one at a time, just above the knee, as though a trusted facilitator is massaging your legs downward, stopping at the knee briefly to make certain that the knee is relaxed, then rubbing on down to the ankle and bending the ankle, then massaging the foot and then the toes briefly and vigorously. Do this relatively quickly for both legs. Next, imagine the palm of your facilitator's hand on your forehead, and with a little pressure is moving the skin of your forehead up and down and sideways for a few seconds. This relaxation process should not be overdone. Step 2. Close your eyes, and after a brief moment, become a few inches taller by allowing yourself to stretch out through the bottom of your feet. When you've accomplished this, pause a few seconds, and then go back to normal size. Now, when you've done this, repeat the exercise, only the second time you're going to become a foot taller by stretching out through the bottom of your feet. Do that. And when you've done this, now come back to normal size. Once again, stretch out to the bottom of your feet, making yourself a foot taller. Now, when you've done this, go to the other end of your body and become a few inches taller by extending yourself out through the top of your head. When you've done this, come back to normal size. The next time, extend yourself through the top of your head by a foot. And then come back to normal size. Once again, extend yourself out through the top of your head, making yourself taller by a foot. Then come back to normal size. And once more, extend yourself out to the top of your head by a foot. And then come back to normal size. Now, the next step requires further exercising. This time, you're going to extend yourself through the head, face, body, arms, legs, and feet. In other words, you're going to blow yourself up just like a balloon. So blow yourself up bigger than your current size in all dimensions. And then come back to normal size. Now, it's important that we do this work lightly. Make it fun as much as possible. Next, blow yourself up like a balloon, only this time much larger. Now, when you've done this, go quickly and stand in front of the building where you live. As soon as you're there, describe to me what you see. Look for one at a time. The door, the doorknob, windows, walkways, trees, shrubs, marks of any kind. You can say this out loud as though you're recounting it to me, or just in your own mind, whatever works best for you. So after you see these details as best you can, go quickly and stand on the roof of the building in which you live and look down in front of the building onto the road or the yard. Now, when you're there, describe to me such objects as cars, how the road looks, trees, people passing by, etc. When this is complete, go about 500 feet up in the air above your house or building and look down. Know that you're still safe. And see what you can observe and remark it to me. Whatever you see looking down from this 500-foot vantage point. Keep conscious and noticing details. If you have the thought that you're just imagining things, remind yourself gently, this is an exercise in awareness, and continue remarking whatever comes to your awareness. Step 3. After you have described what you see from this altitude, notice whether it's daytime or nighttime. If it's nighttime or twilight in your vision, make it daytime, bright as sunlight. Now, remark what about the scene makes it look like daytime to you? What are the features that you see that you say, yes, this is what make it look like daytime to me? Keep remarking what you see all the time. Now make the scene night and remark what about it appears in night to you? And make the scene daytime again. Again, remarking what makes it look like daytime to you. And make the scene nighttime again. And remark what about it makes it look like nighttime to you. And then, once again, make it a bright, sunny day. Now, who is making it night and day? Are you making it night and day? It's very important that you understand that you are causing this change. Step 4. Now, you're still high in the air. Please keep the scene very bright. You're going to now come back down to earth in another lifetime that you've lived many years ago. Come down quickly as you go back in time. Bring your feet down quickly and firmly, but gently, and stand on the ground. Please look down at your feet and tell me what you're wearing on your feet, if anything. Look out through your eyes and listen through your ears. What are you wearing on the lower part of your body? The more you stay conscious and curious and remark what you sense, the more you will see in the beginning. What do your immediate surroundings look like? Are you outside or inside a structure? Are you alone, or do you sense others around? If there are others, do you sense that you know them? Are they family? Are they friendly? What is your relationship to them? What activity are you engaging in, alone or with others? Now do only what I instruct you now as we move forward in some semblance of chronological order. Go ahead one day in the life of this individual. Now, what do your immediate surroundings look like? What are you wearing on your feet, on your lower body? Are you outside or inside a structure? Are you alone, or do you sense others around? If there are others, do you sense that you know them? Are they family, friendly? What's your relationship to them? What activity are you engaged in, alone or with others? What is your sense of what is important to you in this lifetime? Or what do you want? What is your sense of purpose? Now, this may not be immediately apparent to you, but keep these questions in mind as we move forward. Here's where it's important to stay connected to me, while at the same time you trust your guidance as to how far ahead to move and to what to take in. So let's go ahead 1 week in the life of this individual. And again, notice, what are you wearing? What surroundings and people may be there? Feelings and thoughts you're having. The more you describe it all in detail, the more will come. Stay alert and aware, regardless of the circumstances, so as to get the meaning of this lifetime to you. Now take yourself ahead a month. Again, what do you notice? What are you wearing? Where are you? What activities are you engaged in? What relationships are the same or different for you? What activities seem to be taking on more importance for you? What relationships? Now, move ahead a year in the lifetime of this individual. Again, notice any changes in your body, in your location, in your activities, in your relationships. Again, for some people, this may be very clear, and for others, it may be more sketchy. Accept whatever comes to you. Now take yourself ahead to an important choice point in this lifetime, in which you make a decision that impacts this life for you. Notice where you are. Who's with you, if anyone? And what is the decision that you make? If at any point in our progressions in your experience, things seem to go chaotic or don't follow at all from what's come before, you can ask yourself if you have died before getting to where you asked yourself to go. If so, then go to your death scene and answer the questions that I'm about to ask you now. If you need to stop the video for more time to get details on this life, you may do so. But we're going to now take yourself to the end of this lifetime. Describe your death scene. Where are you? Who is with you? What you're feeling and thinking. Ask yourself what patterns or lessons from this life are important for you to remember and apply to your current lifetime. There will always be something important for you, or you would not have chosen to come to this life in the past. When you have the sense of being complete with this lifetime, thank it for what it has given you, and let yourself float up out of your body into the air above again, knowing that you're safe, and whatever you further need to know about this life's relevance for you will be revealed by your soul as the timing is right. Now, at this point, you have a choice to either come back to Earth, safe and sound in your current body, and complete Handout 4, a recording of your multi-level awareness journey and applications to your current life. Or you may choose to take yourself on another multi-level awareness trip into another lifetime, guiding yourself through it just as we have done. You also have the choice to make the suggestion to your spirit to bring you to a lifetime in which you will learn specific lessons, for example, about challenges you're having in this current lifetime, people you are relating to, or events you have a sense are significant to you. Now, sometimes what you experience in this next lifetime will be very transparent in terms of your intentions, and sometimes not. Your task is to take whatever comes and always to bring yourself back to this life enriched by whatever you've experienced. Turn off the video and fill out Handout 4 when you're finished with your adventures, and then come back to the video. William Swigert suggests in his article, at the end of the second or third lifetime you've run through, ask yourself what happens next when you do not have specific questions. No matter what happens, do not question the validity. This is new material for people to understand. After you have run through several lifetimes, you will understand that this material is valid. When you have run incidents between your lives, go back and find your present parents from the first time you saw them until after you were born. If you're taking another person through the process, learn to ask questions. When you discontinue the running process at any time, ask the person, do you see any need to continue at this time? Let them decide to stop. When you continue with this person at a later time, make them comfortable, but no need to do the preliminary rubbing exercises or going up and down in front of their house. Tell them just simply to turn the lights on inside and go quickly back to where they left off last time. After 3 to 5 hours of coaching or assisting a person, they should be quite ready to run themselves. It takes a person a little time to learn to ask themselves questions. As soon as they can ask themselves questions, they are ready to go it alone. If they report back to you that they are, quote, stuck, run them a little more, but make them ask the questions. Practice is of the essence. Soon an entire lifetime can be seen in a few minutes with all senses in force. It's fun to run and to be run. Change off. The more you run, the better coach you become. Do a lot of both. Okay. Handout 5 is an outline of the multi-level awareness process we've done for you to use for future explorations if you so choose. Some people with whom I've worked have difficulty tracking this process the first time they did it, but acclimated to it with practice. Others decided it was interesting, but not for them. Many others have gotten value they remembered for their entire life, or have even taken it and shared it with others. I ultimately trust you will use it as it fits for you and let go of it as it doesn't. So the courage to experiment and the willingness to discover aspects of your greater self is an admirable trait and a remarkable trait for any community builder willing to accept and validate many paths for a diversity of community members. Give yourself time to let the experience integrate and come back to it as you're called. Multi-level awareness is not something that determines your life path now or in the future. It's intended to help expand your consciousness into other potential realities and dimensions of the magnificent potential of your being. It's meant to enrich your present reality by bringing other perspectives to it, and it can help to enrich your resourcefulness by opening other avenues of potential for current life challenges. It can help fuel your creativity by releasing attachments to one genre of solutions your mind has adapted. You are free to continue to develop and play with it as I have done. My hope is that we continue to share consciousness-expanding experiences with each other that bring us together as brothers and sisters on this and perhaps other planets, open to whatever experiences love may guide us to, be they planetary, interplanetary, or interdimensional. They are all under the domain of the love that we are here and now. Holding you in my heart as fellow travelers on the road home, I send and receive blessings for our circle and all sentient beings till next class. Blessings in light and love.